What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and fourth stimulus check update as we continue to get more and more reports from you guys in the comments that you are receiving new deposits of your $1,400 stimulus checks and $1,400 for your dependents. Remember, if you have any dependents, the $1,400 stimulus check is going to go to the person who claims you as a dependent. This includes adult dependents. So, for example, if you claim mom or dad as a dependent on your tax return, they're going to get $1,400, but it's going to go to the person who claimed them. So, if I claimed my dad, I'd get $1,400 for me and $1,400 for my dad. And then from there on, you can decide to give it to him or not, or whatever you decide to do. And also for children, $1,400 for children. And then in addition to that, you're going to get $3,000 to $3,600 from the child income tax credit paid out to you in monthly increments of $250 to $300 sometime in the near future. I'll keep you up to date on that from the child income tax credit that the IRS is working on right now and is trying to provide us more guidance on in the near future. So I'll keep you up to date on that. That's in addition to the $1,400. The basic way to know if you got the $1,400 is, did you get the last checks? Yes or no. If you did, then you'll most likely be getting the third stimulus check as long as you make below the income requirements. The income requirements are $75,000 for an individual to get the full amount of the check. Between $75,000 and $80,000 is a reduced check. Anything over $80,000 for an individual will not get a check unless you're a single filer head of household. Then you will get a check up to $112,500. And if you're a couple, you can just double the $75,000. $150,000 and below, you get a check. Between $150,000 and $160,000, you get a reduced check. If you have a Social Security number and you make below the income requirements, you will be getting a $1,400 stimulus check. If you're a dependent, there's $1,400 earmarked for you, but it goes to the person who claimed you as a dependent. Same thing with children. If you have children, it's going to go to the person who claims them as a dependent. If you're separated, mom and dad is separated, and one claims them as a dependent, the $1,400 is going to go to the parents who claims them as a dependent on the most recent tax return that's filed. So the tax return has to be filed and done. So 2020 or 2019. If you haven't filed your 2020 taxes yet, they're going to go off the 2019 taxes. Okay, we got lots of updates for you here in this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet, so you don't miss out on updates on the third stimulus check, the fourth stimulus check, the upcoming student loan forgiveness, which President Biden already did $1 billion of student loan forgiveness. I covered that in the last couple videos, and there's a lot more to come on that. That's just a sliver of what is yet to come, as well as the $200 per month Social Security increase, the $15,000 home buyer credit, and the fourth stimulus package, where there's already dozens of lawmakers pushing to have not only one stimulus check in there, but multiple monthly reoccurring stimulus checks in the next package. First up, let's go directly to the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Biden speaking about the stimulus checks and the stimulus package.
Good afternoon. Over the past week, the President and I have traveled across the country to mark the passage of the American Rescue Plan, to tell the American people about how 100 million checks are on their way, about how 100 million vaccines have now been administered. Big news, good news. And we plan to come down here to Georgia, to the place that made it possible, to share that information.
Because when you elected 2 new United States senators, you made it possible to pass the American Rescue Plan. Landmark legislation will not only meet the emergency we're in, but transform this nation. Starting with this, for those folks who either already have or will soon have $1,400 in their pockets, you can thank Senators Warnock and Ossoff. But for their votes, it would not have happened. What does that mean? It means 85% of the households in America will get that money. Here in Georgia, it means 88% of all adults and 88% of the children in this state will get that $1,400 as well. Just add it up. A typical family, 2 parents, 2 kids, earning $100,000 a year, Each will get $1,400. That's $5,600 for that family that's in distress, trying to figure out how to pay their mortgage, pay their rent, keep food on the table. And that's not all. There's something called a child tax credit. What that basically means is you get a tax credit for every child you have. The American Rescue Plan expands that credit. It means that families of over 2 million children in Georgia will be eligible for an increase in that child tax credit of $1,600 per year per child.
Now, real quick, I just want to say they're in Georgia. They're doing a round the country campaign here to tell everybody about the third stimulus check package and to shore up support for upcoming stimulus packages. They're addressing Georgia, so they're obviously talking to Georgia there. But this is for everybody. It's not just for Georgia or anything like that. We've seen this in the past when we see like Chuck Schumer address New York, and he's addressing the people of New York. But again, this is for everybody. So don't think it's just for Georgia or anything along those lines.
And it's going to be delivered on a regular basis. So starting this summer, families with young kids will get $300 a month per child. This is going to lift 177,000 children in Georgia out of poverty. The American Rescue Plan expands coverage and reduces costs under the Affordable Care Act. So for a family of 4 earning $90,000 per year with insurance under the Affordable Care Act, they'll see about $200 a month off their monthly premiums. And for Georgia schools, the American Rescue Plan provides around $4 billion for Georgia's school children from grades K through 12 to help them reopen safely. And here's one of the biggest things for Georgia. Because of the American Rescue Plan, Georgia is now eligible for about $2 billion to expand Medicaid. What does that mean? It means another 500,000 Georgians will be covered all across this state with Medicaid that don't have it now. For your state and local governments, this is what it does. State government will get around $5 billion to make up for lost revenue. Local governments will get around $3.5 billion. That's going to make it possible to keep a lot of police officers, firefighters, teachers, and other first responders on the job. And here's one final thing the American Rescue Plan does. For the first time in a long time, it puts working families, the middle class, people who built this country first, not last. 66% of the tax breaks in this plan go to folks making $90,000 or less a year. And how much for the top 1%, where 83% of all the tax cut, there was the last president's tax cut? Zero. Top 1% get zero. But the American Rescue Plan isn't only about putting money in the pockets, people's pockets. It also will create and spur economic growth in America. That's why major economists, left, right, and center, support this plan. Even Wall Street agrees. According to Moody's, this law will help America create 7 million new jobs by the end of the year. And we'll do it by rebuilding the backbone of this nation. The working people, the middle class, the people who built this country. It's about giving those people a fair shot for a change. It's about providing and proving to the American people that their government works and can deliver for them. Which brings me to my last point. The American Rescue Plan is a plan that brings America together and benefits all America. That's why so many polls show that over 70% of the country support it, including Democrats, Republicans, and independents. Maybe Republicans in Washington didn't vote for it, but the American Rescue Plan sure has brought the country together. And for me, that measure of unity, that's what matters. Let me end with this. There's so much we can do if we do it together. If we remember who we are, if we stand together against hate, once again believe and invest in science, we stand up for the right of all Americans to vote and have access to voting. If we remember, we're here to help all the people in this country, not just those few at the top. If we remember to do justice, love mercy, to walk humbly as fellow human beings and as fellow Americans. If we remember we're the United States of America, and that together, there's nothing, not a single thing we cannot do if we do it together.
So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll be keeping you up to date as what we call on this channel, all the other buckets of money that are in the third stimulus check package that are on the horizon, as well as the fourth stimulus check package. As you heard President Biden say there, we got the $3,000 to $3,600 child income tax credits that are going to be paid out in monthly stimulus checks. We have the Medicaid and Medicare expansion. More people are going to be able to qualify that and possibly get additional benefits, as well as the Affordable Care Act, the healthcare expansion, where people are going to have their rates reduced or even eliminated if you're on healthcare.gov, healthcare, and expand it to more people and have reduced premiums for many millions of Americans. So I'll keep you up to date on all these stimulus programs and packages as we get more information and as they come out. On stimulus checks, the IRS has announced that they are starting to send out the first round of paper checks in the mail have just started to go out now, just the first round. So if you're lucky, you might get a paper check in the first round. They're going to continue to send these out by the millions of people directly from the IRS into your mailbox. Now remember, it's going to be a white envelope with a blue seal on it that says Department of Treasury. Even if you're on direct deposit, you could get a paper check in the mail, okay? You also could get a debit card in the mail. It'll be in the same envelope, okay? Just be aware that hundreds of thousands of people got checks in the mail or debit cards and they weren't prepared for it and they threw it away thinking it was junk mail or it was a scam. So please don't throw away your $1,400 stimulus check because it just could be coming in the mail. We're also starting to get reports that people on Social Security, SSI, SSDI are starting to see a pending dates in some people's IRS Get My Payment Tool status. Some people are now seeing payment dates for the 24th. Some people are seeing payment dates for today. Let me know what you have seen on the IRS Get My Payment Tool down below in the comments. Let our viewers know if you're on Social Security, SSDI, or what bank you're with, if you got your deposit here within the last 24 to 48 hours, if you're pending for a certain date. This will help out our community, our family members know when they might be receiving the checks based on the responses of people. So some people are pending for the 24th, which is 4 days away. Some people are seeing that their paper check has been mailed in the IRS Get My Payment Tool. So the good news is they're continuing to send these out. From my experience and from what I've seen, the vast majority of people on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, all these Social Security programs have not got their third stimulus check yet because really they haven't sent them out yet. I see a few people that say they got it that are on Social Security, but the vast majority of people on Social Security programs have not gotten it yet. They have not gotten it on their Direct Express card or sent directly to their bank account via direct deposit. So a lot of people are panicking, thinking they're not going to get a stimulus check because they're on Social Security or anything along those reasons. That's not the case. Okay, they just haven't sent them out yet. Okay, in the past, they go out in different batches, and for some reason, for whatever reason, they just have not sent out the Social Security batch yet. So from what I'm seeing, about 95% of people or more on Social Security they just haven't got them yet. They just haven't sent them out yet. So what you can do is check the IRS Get My Payment Tool once in the morning. They typically update overnight. You don't need to refresh it every hour. Because in the past, typically the IRS Get My Payment Tool, they just update it overnight. They say check it in the morning, and then that's all the information you're going to get for the day. It will not update throughout the day. I've seen some people say that they've been updating it too much, refreshing it too much, and they actually got locked out of their account for updating it too much. Here is 5 reasons why your stimulus check may not have arrived yet. Number 1 is your payment hasn't been processed yet. So this is exactly what we just said. A lot of Social Security, SSI people, they haven't sent out the checks yet. So don't panic. Don't think you're not going to get it. They have to send out over 150 million checks via direct deposit and paper checks combined. So really, if you haven't got it yet, there's a good chance that they just haven't sent it out yet. Number two is your contact information has changed since your 2019 tax return filing. So if you haven't filed your 2020 tax return yet and you moved or your direct deposit bank account has changed, what is going to happen is they're going to send it to that old bank account and then it's going to bounce back. Then they're going to have to send you a paper check. Or they might send a paper check to your old address, but you don't live there anymore, and that will create even more additional delays. As you can see here, if your mailing address has changed, there's several ways you can notify the IRS of your new contact information. Number one, include the new address when you file your 2020 tax returns, and be sure to notify your tax preparer if you use one. Number two is fill out Form 8822, change of address for individual gift or returns, and or fill out Form 8822B, change of address or responsible party for a business, and send them to the address shown on the form. So again, if you need to change your address and you're not going to do it through your 2020 tax returns, you can go to the IRS website or Google IRS Form 8822 and just make sure you go to the IRS website directly and fill out a change of address form and send it to the IRS with the address above. Make sure you don't go to any website that's not the IRS because I don't want you to fill out your information in some other website by accident, okay? The other thing you can do is send a letter with your full name, old and new address, social security number, individual taxpayer identification number or employer identification number, and signature to the IRS address on your most recent tax return. Okay, go and get your most recent tax return and find the address from the IRS on there and send it to them. Or you can fill out Form 8822 by just Googling IRS Form 8822. If the government already sent your payment to an old address, you'll have to wait until it's returned to the IRS and see if you can update your information via Get My Payment. In this case, the Get My Payment tool will show, quote, need more information, typically 2 to 3 weeks after the payment is issued. Then, via the tool, you can enter a routing and account number for your bank account number, prepaid debit card, or alternative financial product that has a routing and account number associated with it. Let me know if you start to see this on your Get My Payment tool and let our viewers know. It will help our other viewers in the comments. Number three, you recently switched banks. The IRS is going to send it to the old bank and then it's going to bounce back, and then they're probably going to send you a paper check, or you may have to update your IRS Get My Payment tool. As you can see here, you cannot change the bank information that the IRS has on file. You will have to wait until the payment is returned to the IRS, and then the government will mail a check or debit card to you, and this may take a number of weeks. Number four is your payment is being mailed. So paper checks are just starting to go out now. I'll keep you up to date as more people get these, and hopefully we will continue to see those go out. Number five, you may have already received it, but you didn't recognize the envelope or you threw it out. So please be careful. Over 100,000 people have thrown away their stimulus check in the mail from the previous 2 stimulus checks, and there will be more people that do it this time around. Just make sure you're not the one of them, or your family or friends are not the ones that do this. As always, you can share this video with your family and friends so they know about all this information, as well as we cover all the other things. The next stimulus check coming out, the 4th stimulus check package, the Build Back Better package, it's already been announced. The upcoming $10,000 or more of student loan forgiveness. President Biden already canceled $1 billion yesterday of student loan forgiveness. That's really just a starting point. There's going to be a lot more in the future, as well as the $200 per month Social Security increase that President Biden wants to do also. I'll keep you up to date on all of these, so make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's completely free to do so. After subscribing, you can click the bell icon to all notifications to get notifications when we go live with new videos, which is 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day. I will keep you up to date. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income, starting their own Amazon business and selling products on Amazon. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.